For decades, fans have been obsessed with unraveling this mystery, the Will of D. What is it? Why does it scare the world government to its core? And how is it connected to the Void Century, the greatest secret in the One Piece world? The Will of D isn't just a letter, it's a legacy, carried by the boldest, wildest, and most unstoppable characters in the story. From the fearless Gold D. Roger to the freedom-loving Monkey D. Luffy, and even the sinister Marshall D. Teach, Blackbeard, this mysterious initial has shaped the destiny of the world. But as we sail closer to the final saga, one thing is clear. The truth behind the Will of D will shake the world. So grab your hats, straw or otherwise, because we're setting sail into one of One Piece's biggest mysteries, the D that changed everything. At first, the D seemed like just a middle initial, maybe even a quirky naming trend. But then we met Gold D. Roger, the man who found the legendary treasure, One Piece, and started the Great Pirate Era. Roger's name wasn't just a name, it carried weight. As the series unfolded, we saw more and more characters with this mysterious letter. Monkey D. Luffy, Marshall D. Teach, Blackbeard, Trafalgar D. Waterloo, Portgas D. Ace, and even the fearsome Rox D. Zebek from the past. Each of these people, absolute game changers. They don't just exist, they make the world move. But what ties them together? Let's meet some of the most important D-bearers and see what makes them tick. Monkey D. Luffy, the king of freedom. From the very beginning, Luffy has been the beating heart of One Piece. He's not just chasing a treasure, he's chasing a dream. Luffy's determination to become the Pirate King isn't about power or glory, it's about freedom. He wants to live life on his terms, and he'll fight anyone. Marines, warlords, even Yonko, to protect that dream. But Luffy's not just about himself. Time and time again, he's stood up for others, saving Nami from Arlong, freeing the people of Alabasta from Crocodile, and bringing down Doflamingo in Dressrosa. He inspires people to break their chains and fight back against oppression. That's what the Will of D is all about. Fighting for freedom. Gold D. Roger, the Pirate King, who started it all before Luffy. There was Gold D. Roger, the man who conquered the Grand Line and found the One Piece. Roger wasn't just strong, he was legendary. But what made him truly special was his fearlessness. Even at the moment of his execution, he smiled, laughed, and declared, "My treasure! It's yours if you can find it. Go and search the whole world." That one sentence changed everything. Roger knew his death would spark a new era of pirates, and he welcomed it. He didn't fight fate. He embraced it, trusting that someone in the future, probably Luffy, would carry on his will. Trafalgar D. Waterloo, the Silent Seeker. Law's story is a bit more tragic. Born in a kingdom ruled by the brutal Don Quixote Doflamingo, Law lost everything. His family, his home, even his hope for survival. But he didn't give up. Instead, he made it his life's mission to take down Doflamingo. But Law isn't just about revenge. During the Dressrosa arc, he hinted at something much bigger. He straight up told Doflamingo that the Will of D is something the world fears. Even though Law doesn't fully understand what it means, he knows it's important. Law's search for the truth about his lineage and the Void Century makes him a critical piece of this puzzle. Marshall D. Teach, Blackbeard, the dark side of D. Now we get to the most chilling D-bearer of all, Marshall D. Teach, aka Blackbeard. If Luffy represents freedom and hope, Blackbeard is his dark mirror. Teach is ruthless, cunning, and power-hungry. Unlike other D-carriers, he doesn't fight for ideals. He fights for domination. Teach is the first person in history to wield 2 devil fruits, something thought to be impossible. He's not afraid to betray or destroy anyone in his way, and his rise to power, stealing Whitebeard's title and influence, is downright terrifying. If Luffy is the light of the Will of D, then Teach is the shadow. Their inevitable clash? It's going to be epic. What unites the D-carriers? So, what do these wildly different people, Luffy, Roger, Law, Teach, have in common? Here's what stands out. 1. Defiance against fate. D-bearers laugh in the face of death. Luffy does it. Roger did it. Even Law, when shot multiple times by Doflamingo, smiled. It's like they know their lives have a greater purpose, and they're not afraid to face whatever comes their way. 2. Agents of change. Wherever they go, chaos follows. Luffy declares war on the world government. Blackbeard shakes the pirate world by stealing Whitebeard's power. These characters don't just live, they disrupt. They're here to change the world. 3. Connection to the Void Century. Here's the big one. The Void Century is a period of history completely erased by the world government, but we know it holds the key to understanding the world's true nature. Many fans believe the D lineage is tied to an ancient kingdom that opposed the celestial dragons during this lost era. If that's true, then the D-bearers are the descendants of freedom fighters, a direct threat to the world government. Fan theories. What does the D stand for? The Will of D has sparked countless fan theories. Here are a couple of the most popular ones. 1. D stands for Dawn. This theory connects the D to the idea of a new dawn. Characters like Pedro and Nekomamushi often talk about bringing a new dawn to the world. If the D-bearers are meant to overthrow the corrupt celestial dragons, then they might symbolize the light that will break through the darkness. 2. D stands for Danger. Others think the D represents danger or defiance. After all, the D-bearers constantly challenge the status quo. They're rebels, rule breakers, and troublemakers. Exactly the kind of people who would scare the world government. The Void Century and Joy Boy. The Void Century is the ultimate mystery of One Piece. It's tied to the Ancient Kingdom, a civilization that was wiped out by the 20 kingdoms that formed the world government. Gol D. Roger discovered the truth about this history at Laugh Tale, but instead of acting on it, he left the task to someone in the future, someone like Luffy. Then there's Joy Boy, a figure from the Void Century who left behind an unfulfilled promise on a poneglyph. Many fans believe Luffy is the inheritor of Joy Boy's will. If that's true, then Luffy's journey to uncover the Void Century's secrets isn't just about finding the One Piece, it's about fulfilling a 900-year-old destiny. The final battle, Luffy versus Blackbeard. As One Piece heads into its final saga, it's clear that the Will of D will play a major role. At the heart of it is the inevitable clash between Luffy and Blackbeard. This isn't just a battle for the title of Pirate King, it's a fight for the future of the world. Luffy stands for freedom, hope, and unity. Blackbeard represents greed, ambition, and domination. Their showdown will be a battle between two interpretations of the Will of D, one that brings light to the world and one that plunges it into darkness. Wrapping it all up, the Will of D isn't just a letter, it's a symbol of defiance, freedom, and a refusal to bow to oppression. Whether it represents the legacy of the ancient kingdom, the dawn of a new era, or the spirit of rebellion, it's clear that the D-bearers are destined to shape the future of One Piece. As Luffy, Blackbeard, and others march toward their destinies, we're guaranteed an unforgettable conclusion. So, what do you think the Will of D stands for? Are you on Team Dawn, or do you think it's something even deeper? Drop your theories below, and let's keep the conversation going. The One Piece is real, and we're getting closer to uncovering its secrets with every chapter. Until next time, keep sailing and remember, the Will of D will never die.